Nintendo Nostalgia, episode 4 of our mini-series. We are so stoked to be here today. Guys, Nintendo just wrapped up their E3 live event. We saw about 25 minutes of almost constant trailers, and we got to see an hour's worth of gameplay and some awesome surprises that came right after the live event that really threw us all for a loop. And I'm excited. I mean, I am jumping. I haven't jumped up and down for an E3 like this in a long time. It's amazing. Like I'm just in awe for words. Guys, how's everyone else feeling?
Wait. How many people do we even have here, Jacob? There's like 1 billion people here.
Yeah, there's a total of 7 people here. So you may be wondering, like, why is the sound quality different? Well, that's because we're all talking through a round mic that goes around the room. It's probably not the best of quality, but it's the best solution we have for getting everyone on the show. And we're excited to do this as a group. So this is very special to us, and it's our first E3 covering. So, but
what if we go around and everybody just say who's at the table? Can we do that? Oh, this is Tom Qualls, by the way. How's it going, guys? I do that.
You may know he likes to cut in whenever he wants.
Right.
He's the guy with the opinions.
That's right.
That's right.
And who is this?
This is
gentleman.
Kyle Martin.
Who's on our Ocarina of Time episode. Go check it out.
All right, lucky Nintendo Nostalgia listener, Jesse Armstrong.
Jesse Armstrong, first time guest on the show. Welcome, Jesse.
I'm Traven Jonas. I'm Jacob's longtime friend.
The legend.
The legendary Traven. He has blessed us with coming down from the heavens of video game land to enjoy this wonderful event with us. Traven, we're so happy to have you here, man. And
Thank you.
Thank you. And for the first time ever, we have our first lady on the show.
Yes.
Mr. Ryan Black's
Diversity.
wife.
I'm Nisa.
Welcome, Nisa. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here.
And then no other than the man himself, my co-host and partner every week, Mr.
Ryan Black. Hey, guys.
Hey. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. And guys, what everyone think of the show? I mean,
Are we going to sum this up in one word or just like word vomit?
you can word vomit. I don't care. Get it out real fast.
All right, let's start with Kyle.
I think it's one of their best shows they've had in a long time. Probably the only one that was better in the past 10 years was when they announced Wii Music.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I am kidding.
There's sarcasm dripping from that statement.
Yeah, oozing, not dripping. Yeah, it was. I was impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I think you even said before you did not think that they were going to announce anything we didn't expect.
No, the Xenoblade Chronicles coming out this year was really surprising. Kirby was surprising. Yoshi was even more surprising.
Yeah. They all look good.
And then Mario Odyssey was.
Oh.
I can't even. It wasn't anything what I expected. Like for whatever Breath of the Wild was, from what your expectations were, I feel like Mario was 10 times that.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
I totally can agree with that.
But like you had these expectations for Zelda, and it surpassed them.
Mm-hmm.
And Nintendo did its thing with like making it Nintendo.
Sure.
Well, they just did 10 times that with Mario Odyssey, I think.
Absolutely.
It's good.
And Jesse?
I'd have to say it was surprising. I really liked all of their trailers, kind of led in and kind of just gave you a taste of what it was. And some of them you already knew what it was, but it was still the way they led in. They still surprised you with each one.
Yeah. It was amazing. Traven?
Well, it looks like Nintendo finally got on the internet and saw what fans wanted, because now we got Metroid Prime 4, and we finally got a Kirby Crystal Shards successor, which everyone's been asking for forever.
Absolutely.
For both of those games. So.
Oh, and not to mention Metroid 2 remake. Finally.
Yes. That was on the Treehouse, though. Not on the E3.
It's all the same.
It all counts.
Yeah. I count it. Okay, I count it. I'm just thinking.
And that was the one that needed it the most.
Oh, yeah,
That's-
absolutely.
Yeah.
That one.
That needed the update.
Aged.
when you have people illegally making a game remake, it's time that you step up to the plate and do something yourself. Nisa, what did you think?
Oh man, that E3 was amazing. I think it was just back-to-back stuff that everyone wanted to see, and some stuff that we didn't even know we were going to get to see, which was really impressive. I think I'm probably most excited for the amiibos that are coming out for Zelda. I did not expect that in any way, shape, or form. I knew the DLC was going to happen. Just when you have open world games, it better happen.
Absolutely.
But that was pretty darn amazing. And I really, really enjoyed the fact that they really got into the new Mario game instead of just like leaving us with the same stuff that they keep showing. Because that was really cool.
Oh, we'll talk more on Mario. We've got a lot to say about Mario, but absolutely. Ryan.
They finally did it again. They showed us 2 Metroid games in 1 year. Granted, just a little teaser for Metroid Prime. No gameplay or anything, but the music.
Isn't that how they did Metroid Prime originally? Like, they just showed a tease for
That's
it?
definitely how they did it. Other M.
Other M? Okay, yeah, just a tease.
So that Metroid's my favorite, and so that they have that, and they're bringing more amiibo. I am
The
beyond
squishy Metroid.
I'm beyond a happy.
They better
Metroid
make
fan.
a lot of those because that one's gonna
I want
sell.
one just because it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I just want it to have.
To be honest, like I've never been like an amiibo obsessed, but I always get the ones I want. But like, I'm worried that like I really want these, and I'm worried that these are going to be hard to get.
Just like the Zelda anniversary ones. Like,
Yeah.
Didn't you try to pre-order them, Ryan, and you weren't able to?
Yeah. I'm still missing the one from Amazon. They haven't dropped it yet, and I was hoping they didn't release it during the.
But you
E3
got
conference.
you were able to get the other ones because
I was able to get the other ones. The only one that I'm missing is the Amazon one, which they haven't released yet to pre-order. So
I wasn't able to get any of them.
Yeah, I got lucky on that one. I got right on it, and yeah, I was lucky. So.
And Tom, what about you? What did you think?
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm happy. Okay, with everything they revealed, I'm happy. What I'm sad about, if you guys listen to the E3 predictions episode, I'm pretty wrong about a lot of things. I'm pretty wrong, and I'm sad about that. But
Where's that Smash Brothers?
yeah, where's my Smash Bros? Where's my Tekken 7? Where's
Oh yeah, you're the fighter guy.
That's right, man. Where's all these things? And and I don't want that to soil. And I encourage everybody else, don't let the things that you wanted to appear soil what happened. We got some awesome things, I think. And I'm very, very happy with all those things, even if I do have to wait for that Kirby game, and the Yoshi game, which I don't like waiting. I like that everything else is it's coming this year. I like that it's right there in front of me. It's going to be a sweet, sweet Christmas.
I mean, some of it's coming soon too.
Yeah,
Like,
real
oh
soon.
my gosh.
So is it Metroid?
we get new Metroid in 3
September.
months.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and we talked about it when we closed off our predictions episode. Like, it was not realistic for there to be a Donkey Kong, a Diddy Kong, a Metroid, an Animal Crossing. I mean, everyone at Pikmin, everyone had their plans, their hopes, and there's no saying that these games aren't even in the works. I think we all believe Animal Crossing's in the works. I would even be surprised if Pikmin and Luigi's Mansion, another game, they've all had rumors. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the works, but I think Nintendo took the approach of we saw with Pokemon and we saw it with Metroid Prime 4. Yeah. I think when I was talking to Kyle a little bit after the live event, I said, I don't care that I didn't see footage of the game. I'm just glad that they confirmed it. They said it was in the works. They had a logo for it. They had music for it. And they did that just so everyone would probably finally shut up about where is it.
Well, they shut them up, and then they showed that they were actually releasing a Metroid this year.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And
Sorry, Bobby, no Mother 3.
Yet.
Yes. Yeah. Probably.
E3's not over.
It's not over.
It's possible.
There's still a treehouse going on.
They've been known for, even after their events, like the next day they'll hold a press conference and virtual console or something like that. So.
Yeah.
But Tom has a list here. We're going to go down the list of all the games and just kind of do a round robin piece of our thoughts for the show and what we think. So.
Yeah, the show started off with a cool little trailer. It reminded me of that. If any of you saw the competitive trailer that was going around, I think, on social media things. So you see the guys in the house playing ARMS, and I was like, oh, okay, they're just showcasing their competitive stuff. And then all of a sudden, a little game slips in there, and you go, is that Rocket League? Is that Rocket League on a Switch? And it was. I mean, among all the other competitive games that they have. So that was kind of how they started the show out, with the little hidden little bit that, hey, Rocket League, it's coming to the Switch, and that's exciting.
This isn't just Rocket League. This is Rocket League in the park.
Yes.
Rocket League in the car.
Yep.
And-
Rocket League on the top of a skyscraper building.
Yeah.
And with
exactly.
PS4 users.
Yes.
Right?
Cross-platform play.
Yeah.
That is huge. I
Yeah,
can
it
play
is.
with my friends and actually, get slaughtered because
Yeah.
I haven't actually played Rocket League yet. So
Yeah,
I
I've
gotta
never
catch
played
up.
it either.
I gotta catch up.
And maybe that's like just a sign of things to come, because isn't Minecraft now
Yep.
cross-platform with
Yes.
Nintendo too?
It's finally happening. I know the stick in the mud. Sony doesn't like to play nice, but everyone else is
Yeah.
playing nice. So
Yeah.
Hey, I'm down with that, because
I'm
I
up
got
for that.
friends. I got friends who don't have a Switch yet, but they got Minecraft, they got Rocket League, and I would love to play with them.
Yeah.
Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah. What'd you guys think about that opening trailer?
That was pretty awesome.
I thought it was a commercial,
So did I.
actually.
Yeah, I was like,
oh,
is it not
it's
started
that
yet?
ARMS one they kept showing when I was streaming IGN yesterday.
Yeah.
And then Rocket League popped in there. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Tricked you.
Started.
Oh, and I'll say real quick, I called it. There was no ARMS or Splatoon at this event. I mean, besides that front trailer, this is what they did. They got everything out of the way.
Except they poked,
right,
poking, whatever it's
Right,
called
right,
in
right.
there.
Right.
For
I really
30
think they did
seconds.
that
Yeah.
just to say,
Just
hey,
to
we have
lead
something
into-
else. Instead of just
yeah.
like popping up, hey, we have something coming, and then being done. They're like,
Yeah.
we have something else to show, poke in, what's coming. But
Right.
there's a new Pokemon in development.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, Trayvon, what were you going to say about the intro?
I didn't really have anything to say about the intro. I mean, I'm not a huge Rocket League fan or anything like that, but I'm definitely excited for Splatoon.
Yeah.
I tried the ARMS demo, and it kind of convinced me more that I wanted ARMS. So.
Okay, yeah.
Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
definitely.
That's this Friday. Yeah, you're right. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah, I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon Prime will probably get it Monday.
There you go. So many games, not enough money. Nisa?
In all honesty, with the intro, when they first showed Rocket League, I thought it was going to be a different arms level, like a
Okay.
soccer arms level, because I just saw the soccer ball and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe it's an arms level because they were just showing arms.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, wait, nope.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
that's
They have
cool.
volleyball. Why wouldn't they have soccer?
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, that's the first thing that popped to my mind. And then I was like, yard style's
Soccer
there.
with
Oh,
your
wait.
hands, what?
Yeah.
That's kind of heresy right there.
And then right from that trailer, they jumped into the very long trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, due out this holiday. So,
Yes. That's something
Now,
else.
I'm not I've never really played any of the Xenoblades.
Oh, you're
but
missing out.
that's why here, even looking at it, I was like, yeah, I should totally
Yeah,
get
the
into
first
this.
one had
First
a
one.
really cool story.
Did it?
Yeah.
And there was like certain at certain times, this stuff I had like seen in a video game story wise that you're like, whoa, that's really
I'm not
it's really
checking it.
creative.
That was on Wii U, correct?
No, it was on the Wii.
It was on Wii. I think maybe you can download it on Wii U.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
you
And
on
can
then
get on the
also you can get on the
3DS.
new.
Yeah.
If you have a new 3DS, you can play it. You
Got
can't
it.
play it
Yeah.
on older 3DSs.
Gotcha.
Xenoblade Chronicles X was on the Wii U.
Got it. That's what I'm
and they got rid of the floaty walk
Okay.
because the Chronicles X had the guys look like they were floating when they were walking. So.
Nice.
I didn't hear a backslash though. I was a little disappointed by that.
Yeah.
Also, I saw on Twitter somebody was tweeting it's the same composer as one of the Chrono games. So
Wow.
that's a
That's
good thing.
intense because those games have amazing
Yeah.
music.
So-
Got goosebumps. There you go. I'm gonna get goosebumps all day.
So one thing they did, they said, yeah, you said it's coming out this holiday, and a lot of people were worried it was going to get pushed back.
Yeah, that was one of the things that impressed me. I said it earlier, but yeah, I thought it's like every month, they're throwing haymakers at you
Mhm.
with the big game.
That
Which is
well, and the fact that it's holiday is we'll get to our point later when we talk about Mario, but it's surprising that this is the holiday game and Mario is not. But we'll talk more about that. Jesse, got any thoughts on Xenoblade 2 there?
I was really impressed by it. I mean, it looked really good. I liked all the graphics on it. So I've not played the Xenoblade series, but I'll probably pick this one up.
is it going to be bigger than Breath of the Wild? because
Bigger as in space or bigger as an impact on the industry?
no, not impact like in size because
Oh, it looks huge.
the first Chronicles was huge.
Okay.
It was
I think
massive.
I saw that in some trailers.
It probably
too.
won't be as big, I don't think, as X.
I haven't played X,
But
X
that
even
one is a
bigger
huge world, yeah.
It's even
now,
bigger than.
Now, still Breath of the Wild like is bigger than that, but it's not by much. I don't believe so.
Yeah.
So we might see.
And you got that, man. That's so
Well,
much
the team
game
that I
to
think
do.
worked on the Xenoblade games helped Nintendo make the world for Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah. I've
So
heard
it very well could be as big or bigger. Now, Traven, I know you played all the Xenoblade games.
Yes, I played all the Xenoblade games. Actually, Xenoblade Chronicles X is bigger by like a lot than
Oh.
Breath of the Wild.
I did
Is
not
it
know that.
really?
Yeah, it's huge. That's why you have to have that big robot to fly everywhere.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it just wouldn't go
So
anywhere.
this game might even.
It might be bigger than that.
That's nuts.
Wow.
Now, I kind of have an
RPG.
unpopular opinion. I like Xenoblade Chronicles X better than the original
Oh.
Xenoblade,
Okay.
just because I like the gameplay. I thought the side quests were a million times better than the original one.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping for the second Xenoblade, they take everything they've learned from X and apply it to 2 and make something that has the best of both.
Do
the
we
first two.
know if it follows the story of the first one or is it
It
just?
follows the story of the first one, and Xenoblade Chronicles X has got its own story.
So do we have because I only put like 40 hours in the first Xenoblade. Will I have to go back and finish it? And
You'll probably want to.
I'll need to play the first one. I never actually played the
Yep.
first one,
Me
but
too.
it's cool.
the game looks beautiful, and I'm all about helping Nintendo sell more Switches and more success. So I'm probably going to dive.
That's a
into
good
the story.
company too. They did Bait and Kaidos
Oh yeah.
Really?
on
Yeah.
the GameCube.
Awesome.
You
Yeah.
like that one?
Brad's got to hear that one. He liked that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. And Nisa, how'd you feel about Xenoblade 2?
I thought it looked really, really awesome. I'm really into what I like to call the anime style video games.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I play predominantly, else than like way too much Animal Crossing. It looked really nice. The graphics looked really nice, especially for just the trailer.
Sure.
And I have really only played a little bit of the first one. This one hogs it. I'm excited for it. It looks like it's going to be a fun time for everybody.
Absolutely. I'm stoked for it. Ryan, are you going to get this?
I am going to get it.
you go.
I have a plan of beating the first one before I get it, of course. So hopefully, I don't think I'm too far into it actually. So we'll see. I haven't beat the first one, but I'm really excited. I like that. Basically, the first setting was set on 2 different warring, like continent beings.
It
They
was
were
like
alive.
humans versus.
Machines in a way,
Machines,
but
and-
they were like living on top of giant titans. If you
And
will.
wasn't
Like, they were
one kind of
continent-sized
human
titans.
based and the other was.
I believe so, and you
Mechanic-based.
saw actually some of those types of creatures in Xenoblade 2.
Mhm.
You saw kind of the giant like land masses moving, and is actually a living being, and so I'm really excited to see those again. I'm kind of intrigued by the person who is like a sword, but also like separate from the sword with the main character, the female character there. I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious to see where that goes.
Is she what's the blade called?
It's called the Monado.
Yeah, is that girl the
It's a
Monado?
Monado
I have
style.
no idea.
We don't know if
She
it's linked to the
looks like
model.
it.
It's the same technology, I'm assuming.
Hopefully she's
the
cooler
sword.
than Fee.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, exactly.
She and the male main character both state she's the sword, but I'm not sure in what
Yeah.
capacity they're going to do that.
He has to carry her somewhere or take her somewhere. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what that's involved. Like kind of an I Am Setsuna thing,
Wow.
maybe.
So think about this. Some kid's gonna get Xenoblade, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Odyssey with a Switch for Christmas.
And
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 the
Skyrim.
Oh yeah, and Skyrim.
Oh,
if
we're
that
not
comes
gonna
this
see
year.
him for 4
For the-
years.
For the rest of his life.
Bye.
Disappeared. Yep.
Yeah,
Suddenly
forgot
there's
about
another
Skyrim.
Zelda on the horizon by that time.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
probably 400 or 500 hours worth of game.
Easily.
Wow.
Easily. My
That's
goodness.
insane.
That's this holiday. That's
Only-
this holiday.
Only we were
Xenoblade.
still kids, guys.
And then right after that, after Xenoblade, we got right into it. Kicked over to Ishihara from the Pokemon Company,
Yes.
and any Pokemon fans, raise your hand at the table. All right, they're all
Yes.
up. Everybody's hands are up. Absolutely. So it cuts to him. So we all got a little nervous. I remember it popped on. We were all like, "Oh shoot, is this the Switch game?"
Yeah.
And we were kind of right. He first said, "Hey, you guys remember Pokken?" And I was excited, and nobody else was. And then
I like Darkrai.
there you go. See, and so he was just like, "Hey, remember that's coming out too. Hope you guys still aren't mad about that." And then he confirmed for us that they're working on a core mainline Pokemon game for the Switch.
So you think this is being built from the ground up?
I think
Yes.
this is
Yes.
round up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And this is not a stadium. No, this is a mainline Pokemon game.
Yeah, no
He
doubt.
said a core game, which is that
I
means
feel like this is going to be the best-selling Pokemon since the original
absolutely.
ones.
Well, and again, it makes sense that Pokemon would make that jump to the Switch because it's mobile. You know, you
Yeah.
can play it in the house, you can play it on the go.
I mean, it's gonna.
Can you imagine though, Pokemon on your TV screen?
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's gonna be like you're playing the animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
So
It's enough to make us wonder because he didn't give us any other details other than, hey, there's a core Pokemon game.
And what if it is where they finally go back to red and blue?
Oh, I would
Dude,
love
oh,
it.
There goes. See, look,
You
the
want-
goosebumps.
If you want to remake a Pokemon game, remake Red and Blue.
Or they could do
Ultra Red.
silver. They already did silver and
I could
gold,
see
but
a DLC upgrade to do add gold and silver to it.
because you play
Man.
gold and silver, and
Yeah.
then you play the
Oh,
original
wow,
one.
to think about
Right?
it.
I feel like
I think it would be
remember that.
really cool.
Yeah, you go,
Here's
you'd
what,
go back
here's
to
what you
Kanto.
do.
Yeah.
You just make a game. It's just called Pokemon, and then everything else is DLC packs of adding in the other regions as you,
You know,
go on.
we're thinking too small here. I think that this is going to be a huge
Hopefully
connected
it's
to
like
anyone.
a
It'll be
social
continent.
thing.
Like, it'll be a world, a
Yeah.
Pokemon world. You can go to different
Yes.
continents like Kanto and Johto.
And hopefully
and
we can go to
Kalos.
each other, or maybe it's all on. Everybody's playing on a server,
That would
See,
be
oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
goodness.
Awesome.
Don't do this.
like an MMO.
Oh, this would be awesome if it was open world like Zelda's game was,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this huge world, but it's Pokemon. And that would be just like, because they could do it on
You
this
could walk
system. They've
around
already
and
proven
battle
they can do
battle
it.
anybody, and
Absolutely.
you could find your friends. Like, oh, Ryan's over in Johto. I'm just gonna fly over to Johto and battle Ryan.
Hop on my Articuno.
Right.
Oh,
I'd like to be able to
Jesse,
hop
oh.
into the water and actually go under the water and go deep sea
There
diving.
you
and
go.
catch
Oh, that
people.
would rock.
Jesse,
What
do you
about
think?
underwater
What are-
battles?
What are your?
Oh.
Oh, see, there you go. What do you think, Jesse?
I actually kind of predicted this.
Oh.
I talked to Jacob last week, and I said I don't think we're going to see an Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon on Switch.
Yeah.
I think they're going to introduce a new gen of Pokemon, new
Oh, yeah.
game, and
Well, your
don't know if
predict-
it's new gen, but it's a new game at least.
exactly.
Yeah.
Your predictions are way better than mine so far. So good work. How about you, Traven? You a Pokemon fan? You?
Yeah, I think
He
I
likes it a little bit.
But I think we're forgetting that for the remakes, the next one in line is Diamond and Pearl.
Pearl.
So we might see that on the Switch instead of something like another.
But if
Red
they
and
want to make the big dollars, go back to red. And blue.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Or new.
I think they'll
Or
disappoint a
brand
lot of
new.
fans like that.
But you have a
Oh,
console
damn.
with red and blue controllers sold
Yeah.
in the box. It's begging for it.
Now, one thing that you will run into in this big, huge open world is it sets the number of Pokemon that you have.
Yeah.
So it kind of limits you on making new ones in the series unless there's certain continents you can't visit at the time when you play the game, because the Pokemon that you have at that launch is what you have in that world. And you have to go to another planet or a reboot or something to have different Pokemon.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
if you keep going with the mainline games, you can keep it going forever and make tons of money off of it. So
Yeah.
So what was next on the list here, Tom?
After all that Pokemon hubbub, which got us all wondering, and I'm waiting for just Switch exclusive features like being able to only certain Pokemon can be caught while it's on the dock versus Pokemon can only be caught when it's
Oh,
off
yeah.
the dock
Oh.
and stuff like that.
Whoa.
Area
I'm
when you
looking
take
for-
it out
Yeah.
and actually take it outside,
Yeah.
being like,
Starbucks and McDonald's
Oh.
exclusives.
yeah.
So take
Some
that idea.
Mokemons.
The
Yeah.
Pokemon.
The
You can take the
Pokemons from
idea of
Starbucks.
Pokemon Go and actually use it in a digital game. like
So
this.
after that real quick piece though, where Ishihara got our brains just racing, we were greeted with what Ryan, I'm sure, was excited about, just a nice open starscape. We slowly zoom into it. A nebula seems to form, and it's in a familiar S lightning bolt shape.
You can hear me saying progressively louder. It's
Yeah,
Metroid.
It's Metroid.
It's Metroid. It's
And it was Metroid Prime 4. And that's all we got. It just said that it was in
And it
development.
played the music.
And it played the
Oh,
music.
Metroid Prime music.
Yep.
Yeah, that eerie.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was. I
Yeah.
felt like it was like what 2002
Yeah.
all over
yeah.
again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was kind of. I'm sad I missed the intro. If you guys don't know, but I got here a little bit later from work, so the event actually started. Everyone was here watching the event, and I come running in. I'm trying to change my clothes, and I hear it's Metroid, and I come running in, and I'm like in my boxers,
Bouncing around on one foot, trying to put your clothes on.
put my shorts on so I can see this beautiful Metroid screen. But I don't care that I didn't see footage.
Yeah.
I am just excited that it's officially on the way. There's no more speculation.
I agree.
It's on the way. Kyle, man, you didn't think this was going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't think at all. No Metroid, you know, and they gave us
Double wrong.
Yeah,
Double.
yes.
At least I'm not the only one.
Oh, and it's 4, so it's going to continue off of of 3. So hopefully we end up getting another trilogy out of this.
I have a prediction, but I'll get to that when it gets around to my turn.
Okay, yeah, sure. Any other thoughts, ideas on it?
I mean, you just got a picture, so there wasn't
Sure.
enough
Too
there
much,
to
yeah.
elaborate
Just
on.
happy
but,
that
I mean,
it's
I'm
that it's
stoked.
coming.
Yeah.
Jesse.
I was really skeptical. I did not think there was going to be Metroid. I thought maybe a 2D. Did not think we were going to get a Prime, and I thought maybe they would switch up the name and
Yeah.
go with something different, go a different direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely surprised, and that's awesome.
Draven.
I'm definitely excited for Metroid Prime 4, and I'm going to have to find a new way to prank these guys.
Absolutely.
Can't use that one anymore.
Mesa.
I'm excited for Metroid 4.
You're good.
I mean, they didn't give us much, but seeing that symbol in the fog was pretty darn cool.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I was bouncing, and anyone who was sitting on the couch
Yeah.
did that. Felt the couch move. But I mean, I can't even figure out where they're gonna go with that. So
I mean,
it's
imagine
one of
what
those
it's
things
gonna
I'm like,
look like.
wow,
Oh,
what
yeah.
mind
Because
blown.
remember when the first Prime came out,
That was gorgeous.
yeah, those graphics
Oh, yeah.
were not supposed to be possible on the GameCube.
And this thing has a really good graphics.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, you look at
Which
Xenoblade
is
2,
amazing.
the graphics they show on that game, and just imagine what it's going to be for a Metroid game. I mean, Mario.
Yeah, Mario looks.
Mario looks amazing.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this the only first-person shooter on Switch right now? I mean, I'm assuming it's first-person because it's a Prime game.
Mhm.
But
It will
do
be.
we have any other first-person shooters right now on the Switch?
Not that I can think of.
Not that I can think of.
not
So
turtles.
I'm hoping we do get that battle mode then, that multiplayer.
Mhm.
You know,
Online
That would be-
co-op.
yeah.
Oh, it's definitely gonna have some kind of
Oh, dude.
with the multi.
Make
you
it
know,
better.
The Switch is the
Make
multiplayer
it
machine.
esports.
Esports. Hey,
Metroid
Metroid
Prime
in
esports.
esports, I'm down. for sure.
There was someone saying that there was a rumor that there was going to be a multiplayer feature in one of them, which is probably the 3DS
Emphasis
one.
is on the E, right, for energy
Yeah.
tank.
There you go.
I like it. So, Ryan, this is your baby. I mean, we all love Metroid, but
But
I think
loves
Ryan
Metroid.
is like the way I feel about Banjo Kazooie and Donkey Kong. This is how Ryan feels about Metroid.
So Amiibo have worked their way into my life in a crazy way. Like I'm losing sleep over trying to get the latest Amiibo, hoping that they don't release it while I'm sleeping. And so this showing this Metroid Prime 4 just really just sparked all these ideas, and then suddenly my brain stopped. What did the Amiibo do in this
Yeah,
game? I haven't seen anything on the game, but I wanted to know what the Amiibo do.
Yes.
So I have a theory, and this is a sound theory. We've seen him twice now. We've seen Silex appear, his ship, and then himself out of Prime Federation Force. So he's going to
Spoilers.
have a big part.
Supposed to say that before.
He's going to have a big part in Metroid Prime 4. I'm calling it now, and they've been leading up too much for
makes
that.
sense, yeah.
And at the end of 3, it left with him. So
Sure.
I think we're going to see
Makes
Silex come back.
Makes sense to me. But that's big news. I think everybody blew up online about that.
I mean, as soon as I saw that, I didn't care what else they showed me. In my mind, I was happy. I got my
Yeah.
fill right
But
there.
they weren't done.
No,
They weren't
They
done.
were not.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, exactly. Because right after that, we get introduced to what I thought was a Yoshi's Woolly World 2. Is this a Yoshi's Story 2? But it's just a brand new Yoshi game, which the working title right now is Yoshi, which
Yeah.
I'm good with. But I liked it. It has a Yoshi Story / Paper Mario, Super Paper Mario feel to it.
Yeah.
It looked like it was running on the Color Splash
Yeah,
engine.
yeah, it
little,
did.
Yeah.
little touched up, or
Yeah.
touched up a little
The
bit.
cardboard and all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
looked outstanding. But we had Yoshi, and made me super happy. It was complete surprise. We mentioned at the top of the episode that this came out of nowhere. Like we had no idea. Oh, another Yoshi game? That's cool. Right on.
I'm happy about it. It looks beautiful. Yoshi's Woolly World was fun. I'm excited mainly because Yoshi's a great game that like my wife can play. Becca doesn't game much, and she really struggles with gaming. But we played through all of Woolly World together. So I'm happy that I have a game that I can look forward to playing with her and our daughter Riley. You know, she will be. This doesn't come out to 2018, so Riley will be a little bit older and. I don't know where she'll be at, but hopefully she's getting closer.
She's going to give it a shot, isn't she?
Hopefully she'll actually try to play instead of put it in her mouth, the controller. So,
Get past that phase.
So, Jesse, man, what'd you think?
Really excited for this. Disappointed it wasn't a Woolly World sequel, but
Yeah, I kind of had the same feeling.
and definitely really excited. My 6-year-old's gonna love it, and glad to see co-op play in it.
I mean, to be fair, I think all Yoshi games kind of like follow each other. It's not the same art style story wise. So, but
You think it's good, Phil, making it again?
probably, I mean, the feel of the game, even though it wasn't the whole yarn aspect, the feel of the game felt the same to me as Woolly World did. So,
Woolly World.
Yeah. Yoshi kind of looked like he still had kind of a texture.
The yarn, he had something like that.
well, that's why we thought it was Woolly World 2 at first.
Any Yoshi game's a good Yoshi game as far as I'm
Absolutely.
concerned. I actually did like Woolly World 2 because
Awesome,
they had the best feature that they never talked about, which is you could actually make your own Yoshi in that game.
Yes. Yeah.
My favorite part of that game.
That was really
So I'm excited for this one. Can't wait to see what they got planned.
Oh yeah.
I was pretty like surprised. I was like, oh, okay, like a Yoshi game, all right. I really, really like the like Paper Mario cardboard style cutout look of it. I enjoyed that they first trailer ever show us co-op mode.
Mhm.
Instead of just putting that off to like the last thing like they usually do with games.
Yep.
But I don't really know much about it else than what they showed us, and it was cool what they showed us, but I wanted more. I wanted more info, and I was sitting there like, okay, are you going to talk about this a little bit? Nope. Okay, that's all I get.
They tagged something, didn't they? Like say something like Inside Out or something. Like
I
at the
think
beginning of
that's
it.
the name, maybe.
Is it? I just
thought they
thought
said
it was
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
It just said Yoshi.
They were
Yoshi.
just
Give it a
referring to
name.
how it flipped.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
dimensions.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is really cool. I like.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
excited to see how they're going to design levels that way because
Unique
That's great.
mechanic.
I was really surprised. Like when I saw a Kirby, I saw a Yoshi game, and I kind of put those two together. Like when it comes to like a side-scrolling adventure type game, I love the co-op mechanic that they're introducing in this. One thing that I was really excited for was that Nintendo loves to do their gimmicks, and one thing they did the whole like switching between kind of like a foreground and a background, or flipping the world. Like it's very much a switching and being versatile and stuff like that. And so I like that they're keeping something in that spirit with the gimmick that's with this system. So
I agree. That's exactly what I said. I go, oh, I get it. You can switch between the two sides. That's brilliant.
That'll make finding those yarn collectibles or whatever they'll be in this one that much harder.
Exactly.
Thing.
You're like, oh, I forgot to flip
Flip
it this
it, yeah.
time. Yeah, to find it. But no,
Flipping
I'm
missed
excited
it.
about it because I'm with Traven on that one. Any Yoshi game, awesome. I'm on board. Let's do this. But then after that, we got just our Yoshi game, and it went into another series that I wish I played more of, and I really hope that I get a chance to play maybe this one. But for the Switch, we got Fire Emblem Warriors. Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, hang on. We might have some breaking news here. Hang on a
there
second.
are 2 amiibos announced for this,
Oh,
and they look beautiful
what is it?
What is it?
for Fire Emblem Warriors.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
There we go.
That's what
Oh,
I
those
thought
do
it
look
was.
nice. Yeah. So there we go. You guys getting that's a live reaction right there.
That's 12 of the 14,
And-
right?
And yeah,
Everyone
exactly,
just
yeah.
sees me vibrating
Yeah.
over here.
Like,
They're
what's
like, what's
happening?
going on?
Yeah, what's happening? But yeah, great timing for that announcement because we're right in time to talk about Fire Emblem Warriors. Which again, I love Fire Emblem. I just don't play
No,
it
I think we
enough.
skipped it.
What?
Kirby.
It's on here. Next. That's next.
Oh.
Sorry. We'll edit this out. Anyway, Fire Emblem Warriors. Jacob, What's your experience with Fire Emblem?
Oh, I hate Fire Emblem.
I knew it.
Because
I set you up for
I
that one.
never really had much fun with it in the past, and I understand people like it. There's a reason it sells,
Yeah.
and
You gonna give Warriors a chance?
no, I will not.
Ah.
Ultimately, whatever helps Nintendo succeed, fine, let's do it. But it's one of those things like, whatever.
But Martha's in it.
I don't care.
I didn't see Roy though.
No Roy though. Yeah,
I
no
always
Roy.
thought Roy was cooler than Mark.
Yeah,
so,
in the
yeah.
days.
Now, if Ike shows up, we're good to go.
I'm Roy.
I'm an Ike fan.
He was only in Melee, right?
Roy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he showed up as DLC in
Smash
the
Bros.
newest one.
And
Oh, okay.
the crappy new one, yeah.
Nope. Okay.
But
Well,
it's the best one. But
we're gonna have a new episode after this where me and Jacob argue vehemently about Smash Bros. Jesse, what do you think about Fire Emblem?
I'm pretty excited about it. I'm new to Fire Emblem, so I've not actually played any of the games except for Fire Emblem Heroes on my phone. So I definitely like all the characters, like the art style. So I'm really excited for that.
Definitely. Draven, you a Fire Emblem guy?
I am not a Fire Emblem fan, but I am a Dynasty Warriors fan.
There you
So
go.
I'm still
All right.
looking forward to the game.
Okay.
I started playing Fire Emblem Heroes 2 so I can get to know the characters, but they still all look like Marth to me.
Yeah. That's fair, actually. That's fair.
That's a good point. Yeah. You played the crap out of Hyrule Warriors. I know that.
I love that game.
Now that actually brings something to my mind. I didn't know this. I was thinking it was a new Fire Emblem game. It's not. It's another Warriors game.
Yep.
And I didn't realize that until you said it. I'm like, why is he bringing up Dynasty Warriors? Oh,
Right.
because this is a Dynasty Warriors game. Or what?
Yep.
A mix of
Basically.
two, like Hyrule
Yeah.
Warriors.
Yeah,
like you said.
basically.
So,
And
Well, my first introduction to Fire Emblem was actually Tokyo Mirage Sessions,
oh wow. Yeah.
which is a Persona cross with Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
So when I saw those characters pop up, I was just like, "Ha! I know that guy."
Yeah.
Because you kind of like in that game, they've lost their memories, but they're still the characters, and so you have these weird like nods back to the actual Fire Emblem
Right,
games,
right.
which is really fun. But I'm I'm excited about it. It seems really fun. I enjoy the Fire Emblem stuff, so it
Sweet.
looks like a good time.
Yeah. And I like those warrior games, just button
Yeah.
mash through all the dudes.
I like things
Fun.
where I can button mash.
Yes,
It's real good.
exactly. It's therapeutic.
So I've never played a Warriors game. I've played a couple Fire Emblems, just a little bit to test them out. I got one through my ambassador program, so I played a little bit of that one. I get really attached to characters, and so like if I would have played Final Fantasy VII and lost is Eris, Like, I would've-
spoilers.
Eris or Aerith, depending on.
Depending on your region. Yeah.
Yeah.
and so I would have just quit the game there if that would have happened to me at that time, like because I got really attached to characters.
I
And
forgot
so
to say spoiler alert.
it was spoiled for me, so why not?
Me too.
So yeah, as
20
far
years ago.
as this
Fire
game
Emblem.
goes, like it is a game where you can just hack and slash enemies, and I could probably fall in love with the characters and not worry about them dying. I mean, I hope. Like if you lose a character, you can't use it anymore, which is generally a Fire Emblem thing. But I think I could actually get into this. Now I probably want to play the Legend of Zelda one first, before the Hyrule Warriors, before I play this one. But I am interested in it.
Me too. Yep. And then right after that, actually it wasn't after that. I have to do a rewind real quick because it's on the list in the wrong order, so I'm reading it in the wrong order.
Can you actually like rewind
Yeah,
for it?
we
gotta go back.
Okay, we're going back. We're gonna go back. Okay.
Are we cutting this from the footage or?
Nope, we'll do it live. All
This
right.
is live material.
We pretend I said this earlier, but Kirby, they announced a whole new Kirby game, and it made me so happy.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I love a good Kirby game.
Yeah.
Then immediately they go right into it's like they don't even play around. They're like, guys, look, 2D Kirby. See how he's swallowing stuff? Oh, by the way, 4 people on the screen at once. Oh, by the way, you can mash powers together again, like 64. And
Yes.
I was super hyped about that. And just to see the old curling block come back, ice and rock together again, and wiping out the whole screen, I'm jazzed. Did they give a subtitle on this? I don't think they put a subtitle on this.
Just said
There's
Kirby.
Just said Kirby. All right, Kirby and Yoshi. That's all we need.
Let's go this way.
Let's go. Hey, let's go in reverse. Ryan, what'd you think?
I was mildly surprised. Like I usually pass on Kirby games unless it's like a current I guess, current line one, not like a gimmicky one. And this one seemed to be a continuation of what was on 64, what was on Super Nintendo. And so, like, this is really speaking to me, especially like the 4-player. Looked like all of them were duking it out, beating up the tree with all the apples falling and what have you. So I think I'm really excited to play this game, and I'm glad to see Kirby represented on the Switch. And no, this is not the Switch going out the door. That was just a Kirby title that isn't going to kill off the system.
That's
So
right.
I was really surprised about Kirby. That was another one just like Yoshi. I was not expecting it. Usually they wait for a while to throw a Kirby game out, and so I just was like, oh, well, that's not gonna happen. One of the things that I thought was cool is I noticed a befriending sort of thing in the advertisement, and I'm not really sure how that will work. But they showed Kirby befriending some of the enemies, and I thought that was an interesting new, for me, thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that looked great because the last time I think we saw that was with like Kirby Superstar on the Super Nintendo, where you could swallow the guy, but then make a copy that was your buddy of that power. So I enjoyed seeing that too.
That was pretty cool.
Like, hey, is that a cut guy? You're on my team now. Let's get it's exciting.
Definitely excited for this. Been waiting a long time for some sort of spiritual successor to Kirby and the Crystal Shards. I thought they completely forgot about it. So it's nice to see that we're combining abilities again.
Yeah.
They kind of did that with Squeak Squad, but wasn't fully, combining the abilities. But it also looks like they kept some of the Superstar Ultra stuff in there where you could get enemies as your friends playing as second, third, fourth player. So after Robobot, that was a really good game, really polished. I'm got high expectations for this one. It's awesome.
It was pretty sweet, especially sitting next to Tom and Traven and hearing them commentate the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's got this mechanic, oh, it's got that mechanic, oh, it's from 64. Definitely excited. Kirby games I've always loved, and actually is the first game that my 6-year-old actually beat a level on.
Nice.
By himself without any help. So
It's awesome.
cleared a level, and I'm like, holy cow, you did it. It's actually a couple months ago over here on Jacob's Nintendo Classic. So
Yeah.
It's exciting.
I think he made it through level 4.
Awesome.
So it's pretty sweet. So definitely excited for Kirby on Switch. And glad it's next year, and
Yeah,
it eases my wallet a little bit this year.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something to bring up too.
Great.
Is like with all of these, is like there's so much. I'm kind of glad they're not all 2017 because we were talking about it earlier. I don't know if any of our wallets could handle it. If that was,
Amazon Prime it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then you just get it in delayed. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Well, it hasn't happened to me yet,
You-
but if you're in California, I think that's
Yeah.
Here's what you do: you wait till Christmas, and then you distribute your lists amongst your family
Oh,
members.
there you go.
I want this game, and Mom, I want this. Dad, I want this
see.
game.
You just crowdsource it. I get you.
What were your thoughts?
I'm super stoked because actually I finally beat a Kirby game last weekend.
Nice. All right.
Nightmare in Dreamland. And then I picked
good
up
one.
Triple Deluxe right afterwards. And I'm on the fourth world and loving that. So yeah, I'm really stoked about it. And it looked beautiful.
Real quick, shout out, I believe it's Toby that's a big fan of the Kirby's Dream Course. I'm still hoping for that second one. But anyway, this is something to help with that, ease the pain. It's a Kirby game. So
Is that the one button game?
I think it is.
Golf.
Yeah.
For me
Oh,
personally, I
I see.
like it. I'm excited. I have a long relationship with Kirby from being a little boy on the Game Boy. The first 2 Kirby games, I had them and I played them through and through. And actually, Traven, I introduced him to Kirby and gave him my original copy of. He still has it to this day, my old cartridge of Kirby for the Game Boy. And Kirby, I followed him. I never owned a Super Nintendo, so I didn't have him on there. But I did have the Crystal Shards on the 64, and I beat that. And he's just kind of someone I stumbled in and out with. And I never got the 3DS games, and I do want to go get them. I may even more now because of this new game. But I'm just excited to have a good Kirby game. Like, don't get me wrong, the graphics for the Kirby game for the Wii U were beautiful. The claymation, all that stuff, I loved it. But I did not have fun playing it because of the mechanics. So I'm really happy they're sticking to the traditional side-scrolling Kirby. I'll be getting this game, so there's no no concern about that.
Yeah,
But
hands
I'm,
down.
I'm excited.
I'm with you. Oh yeah, that one's on my must-buy list immediately when it comes out. As with we got right after, well, not right after that because Kirby was earlier, but right after Fire Emblem, we got an expanded look at the 2 DLC packs for Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
Which we already saw a lot on the first DLC pack. We got to see some of it in action in the trailer, but
Looked
then for me, the biggest thing was seeing what was up with the second one, which they still kept us in a little bit of suspense, but we know it has something to do with the Song of the Guardians? What do they call it?
Song of the Champions.
Song of the Champions. That's it. Yeah, you're right. So I was close.
Or was it
messed that
Ballad
up
of the
on that.
Champions?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I didn't-
Ballad?
Were you the one who kept calling them Guardians on
Yes,
the?
yes.
The Ballad of the Champions.
Ballad of the Champions. There we go. I was wrong again today, guys. Just listen to me if you want to hear what's wrong. So anyway, but I was excited about that. Just to see where that's going. With that first DLC, I know we were talking about it earlier amongst ourselves, but that Korok mask makes me really
Yeah.
excited
Yeah,
to be able to know, like, oh, I just run around, and if I see it shaking, he's close. That's going to help close in on the
900.
other
900, yeah.
600 or something I have to get. I don't know what it is. But
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. But Ryan, what'd you think of the 2 DLCs?
I saw a gold Lionel.
Yeah, there is a cold Lionel.
Yeah, I am
Crap.
stoked for
Yeah.
that because like I'm having no problems now with the white ones, and so I need something a little bit more challenging. So this
here he
is
comes,
right up my
yeah.
alley. I'm excited.
Wow.
Oh, I've been looking forward to DLC since like they came out with the game. Basically, I started playing with the game, and I'm like, there's gonna be DLC for this, and it's going to be amazing.
Oh,
and they are definitely making me think it's gonna be amazing to
Yeah.
have the DLC. They didn't really show much on that second one.
Enough to make you wonder.
Enough to make me wonder. I believe that's also when they brought up the amiibos.
Yeah.
And those,
Those look so cool.
oh, so cool. I need them now. Too bad they don't come out right now.
all four of the champions.
Yeah.
Right, I said it right, guys.
Yeah,
champions.
champions.
not
Good
sharp.
job.
Yeah, I did it. All 4 of the champions as amiibo. They'll look.
Yeah.
it was
And
so
they
great.
look amazing. And, you know, amiibos is an addiction. We mostly have it. But I'm excited about the DLC. I feel like it adds to people who have completed main storyline. I don't like to say completed the game because I really don't think you can literally complete
Yeah.
the Zelda game. But completed main story gives you something. We haven't really been told if there's going to be any new storyline.
Right. Yeah.
Sure hope there will be.
Yeah.
If not in first DLC, I'm thinking maybe in the second DLC because they have brought up the champions.
Yeah.
Which
Not Guardians.
looks like something that they'd come out with some storyline for them for.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited about that.
Absolutely.
Well, when they first announced the Breath of the Wild DLC, I wasn't really too excited. I thought it was going to be like a couple extra hats. I mean, your
Yeah.
your DLC bonus for getting all the DLC was just a shirt that says Nintendo Switch on it.
Right.
So I wasn't too enthused. The first DLC looks okay, but it's the second DLC that really is starting to sell me that I might want to get this. I mean, who doesn't want to play as Falco in Breath of the Wild?
Might as well be Falco anyway. Jesse, what'd you think?
I think it's awesome. Master Trial of Master Sword.
Trial of the Sword or something.
Yeah,
Help
that
me out,
was
Ryan. You're good
that
with
was the
names.
first like clip we've seen of that, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that looked amazing. Like,
Dude,
that
because
looks
each
like a
room is
ton.
huge.
Yeah.
Very challenging.
Yep. And you think you get both of those packs for $20? That's ridiculous.
That's pretty good.
And to think that we might get to play as each of the champions,
That's
which
awesome.
is kind of what it looked like. I mean, that's
I mean, that's a steal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
We think, Kyle.
I never really thought much of the first DLC. When they showed it today, I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But the second one, I'm sold on that.
Yeah.
Hardcore them.
Something
I'm
cool
gonna,
is
if I
happening.
can get them, I'm gonna get all the amiibos. Those looked great, and yeah, I can't. It might even be playing as the 4 champions might even be better than
Who knows? Yeah.
the actual Zelda
I mean,
quest.
their powers were good enough,
Yeah.
you know, to just carry around, let alone playing as them.
Is it Mifa?
Mifa is the
Yeah.
the Gerudo
Mifa
one.
and Daruk. I really like them all.
And what was the name of the Gerudo lady? Because
It's Urbosa.
Urbosa.
Yeah,
that's
she
it.
actually she
Urbosa's
was
Kira.
actually the only one I didn't like was Falco. He
Yeah,
was kind
well,
of
yeah, I didn't like him.
he was
either.
kind of
His
arrogant.
ability
I
but-
guess I'm the only one that liked
Yeah,
it.
his
I liked
ability
him.
his ability was
He's
like
cocky,
the best
but he's
thing
fun.
you got.
Yes.
Climbing mountains.
It was just
Oh,
his
yeah.
He's got nice.
personality.
He's got personality.
Yeah, but Urbosa during the story, she was
She
the
was
one
cool
that
'cause she was
resonated with me. I was
powerful.
like, dude, she is tough, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I want to do that. She just
She's
walks
like-
in the desert, makes lightning strike when she snaps her fingers. That's awesome.
She's like the teen mom.
She is. I got you. And if anybody messes with you, I'll just strike them with lightning. No sweat. So, yeah, what do you think, Jacob, on this DLC?
I liked it. I was sold on the Trial of the Sword back when they first showed it. I kind of hope that the Trial of the Sword upgrade you for what is to come in the second DLC pack. Like,
Yeah.
I know we talked about we might play as the champions, which could be cool, but personally I'm kind of hoping I want a continuation of the actual Zelda story. What happens after you've slain Ganon and something like that. And because I think it would be a shame to finally have your sword upgraded, but yet you don't do anything else with
With it,
Link. You know
I
what
feel
I
like
mean?
it's gonna be before though.
What if you're resurrecting the
Let
champion?
me
Or what if
show
you're
this
Zelda?
though.
Because she was the centerpiece of the artwork, wasn't she?
Yes, that's
Oh, you're
that's
right.
exactly the point. I think we're gonna get to play what happened in the memories. Like
Yeah.
you lead up to the
Oh.
point where you go up against Ganon and you get
Sure.
defeated, and so you go to the next year or something like
Dude,
that. The next champion.
That's what I
Like,
thought.
if
Actually
you
fill in
fill
that
in those
story that they didn't
gaps,
show.
that might
That would be
change
an
my
epic game.
opinion of the
Of
game.
story.
Because right now, I still think Ocarina is the better game. But
It really could improve on the story.
if they do, if
they
they
take
fill
us
in some
back,
gaps,
If they
yeah.
take us back, that
Or
would be
even
cool.
before
Or if
and
they do some sort of revival,
Yeah.
where you're sent out on a quest to revive
Yeah.
them, because
even
they
that.
are technically with
4
you.
dungeons to each
Yeah.
revive 'em.
One of the
And they're technically with the beast. Their bodies
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
disappear.
yeah, you're
They're
right.
within the
Like
beast.
bonded to it. Yeah.
one of
So
the divine beasts wasn't working. Or it was something. They mentioned something about the divine beasts, and so like I'm thinking that that we'll see some after story too, and why that wasn't working, and maybe even some more Ganon stuff. You know,
Or if we go back, you see maybe Ganon looked different, 100 years before he sat inside that.
It's possible.
Maybe
Before
this
his
is
calamity.
Yeah.
maybe this is where you get your Ganondorf, Jacob. You
Oh.
finally get.
Then we
Or
might
maybe
have-
they'll
we
give
have-
us
we
the
have to do a
purpley blue
reevaluation
Ganon.
episode.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what I would want.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
The purple blue Ganon in a cape.
So I
Nice.
like that. I like that Breath of the Wild still has life through this DLC. It still gets us excited to go back. Which that's what to me that's what a DLC should do. Is
Yeah.
make me excited to get back into that world.
I mean,
Not
that
just,
might.
I got hats, but no, I get something
Mhm.
new in the game. I want to be there for that.
Sure.
And it drops June 30th, the first pack.
The
Right,
first- yep.
right between Arms and Splatoon. So
Yeah,
it's like,
no more Master Sword breaking.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. But then, that kind of led us into the last part of E3, which was the reveal of Super Mario Odyssey,
Yes.
which I think it's safe to say all of us were pretty excited about that.
Yes.
And it wasn't just, it was like, we knew Mario Odyssey was going to be at E3. We knew that. It was like, okay, yeah, we're going to see Super Mario Odyssey, but we had no idea at what scale we were going to see it. And we did. We started to, as soon as they started to get into gameplay and you start seeing all the tricks you can do with Cappy, we find out the hat's name is
Yeah.
Cappy. And you can start stealing enemies, like
Oh.
bodies. Like you can start body swapping with everything. And oh my goodness. I'm just going to pass it on to, where should I go? Who wants to go? Okay.
When we saw the intro and we saw that T-Rex, I mean, we were all guessing like,
Yeah.
it's Monster Hunter,
What is
or
it?
it's Kyle thought it was maybe Donkey Kong, and
Jacob Gyllen, Jurassic Park. And
yeah, I said Jurassic World, Jurassic World.
Here's that Jurassic Park exclusive we've been waiting
Yeah,
for.
Yeah, but no, and then the T-Rex,
Mario popped out of a dinosaur.
his little head pops up off the top, and it's like, oh my gosh, like what?
Out of nowhere.
It's funny because Mario Odyssey was like, that was the one thing we knew for sure. Like, this is what we're going to get a lot of. And, and it was kind of like, we going to E3, I know I was looking forward to, like, what else are they going to show me that I don't know about? That's what I want to know. But
yeah,
once they go into Odyssey, even though I expected it, it still left me with the most amazement out of everything we saw today because
It's your new banjo, man.
I don't know.
Did you think about No, think about that. It's the new banjo.
I love the way
I
it
mean,
looks.
you can turn into all those
all the
things.
different things.
Yeah.
You got different ways to explore with that thing.
That's
Yeah.
true. It's possible. I still haven't played ukulele yet, but it's
Oh,
possible.
you can't even compare those two.
Yeah.
But
They're not.
I was just amazed. What the thing that really gets me about this game too is I feel like there's so many different art styles in every world. Like that
Yeah,
T-Rex.
And we didn't even see where the prehistoric world
Right?
did we?
No.
Yeah.
There's just some clips.
Assuming
There's
it
a
would.
couple
There was a
clips.
clip that showed Mario in a safari-like hat, and it shows a Triceratops in the background.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even
Just
see
a-
that.
There was a skeleton up on the
Yeah, I
hill
did
with
see
the waterfall.
that. I did.
Mario
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. There is
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
It
That's
basically, I love how every world is exploring a different art style. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw in the back at the Switch reveal, they have the vegetable place. You know, like that is like a kind of
Yeah.
giving you a Mario 2 vibe.
Yeah.
And
He does wear a chef hat for that one. That's,
Yeah.
that's a special hat for that one. It's a chef hat.
it's
Is the boss going to be Wart?
Oh, there we go.
maybe.
Can you
That'd
go
be
on
awesome.
a vegetable and jump in his mouth?
Who knows? You know?
We did. There was a frog, right?
Yeah.
There was a frog.
Come on.
Wow.
This Mario
If
game,
they transform it into Wart, I'm gonna lose it.
this Mario game it's amazing because they took so many ideas and crammed it into one game, and Nintendo is always finding ways to reinvent Mario and make him awesome, and that's what a lot of games struggle to do is they just stick with the same formula and then they get boring, or they change up the formula too much and it's not as fun, or it doesn't really tap the same
spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. But Nintendo does it time and time again, and it's going to be a debate at the end of the year is what's better, Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey. I guarantee you that.
That's what Kyle was saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were your thoughts?
Oh, it's hard to put into words.
Speechless.
Yeah. Considering Mario's my.
He's GOAT, man.
Yeah, that's what I always tell you. He's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT.
But yeah, well, the Mario Galaxy is a couple of my favorite games ever, and then 3D World. I know you weren't a huge fan of it, but man, I thought that game was really good too. And then they bring out Odyssey, and I think it's gonna wipe the floor with the.
Taking the best of all
Yeah.
the worlds.
Looking good. Jesse, what do you think?
Looks really good. Definitely brings back memories of Mario 64.
Oh, yeah.
And looking at your shirt, sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
forgot to mention that the part where he goes in a pixelated
Yeah.
pipe,
Yes.
and then you're playing 2D Mario.
on the murals.
on the
yes.
walls and stuff,
ridiculous.
yeah.
That is
that.
awesome.
The Link Between Worlds.
Yeah,
I mean, it's way it's way better than a Link to be between
You can
Worlds.
get to play as a Koopa or a Bullet Bill.
I mean, how cool would it be
Or
if
Hammer Bro. That's what I'm down
Yeah.
with.
you go in the
I hope there's a
sign,
boo.
or you
Yes.
go in the pipe, and
Has
then
to be. It has to be.
Bowser follows you in, and you're like versing it. You're fighting him on the bridge,
Yeah.
old school style.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Mr. Traven.
Well, when they first showed that trailer, I was pretty certain it was Monster Hunter because
Yeah.
with the reveal yesterday of Monster Hunter World and how the character yesterday kind of looked like a T-Rex, so they had me fooled. Definitely excited. Can't wait to see how many enemies we're going to get to possess with the hat.
Oh yeah.
Hoping that there's even more than what we saw today.
Yeah.
So
I'm
definitely
sure there
excited.
is. Sure there is.
I'm pretty excited about it. I really like the possession ability. I think that is pretty cool. I also like that the hat gives you something different than just jumping on your enemies.
Yeah.
I actually am not too big of a fan of Mario else than the Mario Galaxy stuff. And I enjoyed the fact that it seems to it gives a nod to the Mario Galaxy stuff, which is really cool.
I got a vibe from it.
I got a bit of a vibe from that. I also really enjoyed, you watched him possess things that you wouldn't think of doing so, and he got like up the sides of buildings and weird situations. It's going to be fun trying to figure out the mechanics of every single thing that you can take control of. And I'm sure there's still going to be things that is just like, I'm bad at these controls. With like, oh man, I have to possess
Yeah, exactly.
I hate these
The
controls.
frog. I don't want to be a frog, but it's the only way to get across. Yeah.
I guess I'll be a frog now.
That made me think: is it gonna have the Breath of the Wild effect, where people are telling stories and you're like,
Yep.
"Did you know you could possess?"
Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
whatever.
and you're like,
what? You
"What?
can?
No."
I hope
Like-
it has the Breath of the Wild effect of nobody playing it the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Non-linear. Yep.
Because I have not seen a single person yet with that game play it the exact same way.
Yeah.
And it would be really cool to have the same experiences with a Mario title.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where instead of it being just this super linear gameplay, you get like all these people being like, "Oh, well, I figured out that there's one of those moons up on the very top of a skyscraper in this world,"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh man, I have to go back to that world."
And in order to get up there, I had to steal this body. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look linear to
No.
me at all.
No,
when they
it
were
didn't,
showing
and that's what I
the
really liked
treehouse
about it.
stuff.
approach it however you want.
Very cool. Yeah, you could imagine Ryan could possess this one thing and do something crazy to accomplish this. To make it look like you're collecting moon pieces
Yeah.
instead of stars. Like
Looked very shine spritey, in my opinion, just in a shape of a moon rather than a sun.
Mhm.
My opinion. But
well,
I think I like the moons better. I don't
They
know
look
why.
cool.
Probably because
I
I
like
don't
it.
like sunshine as
Yeah.
much.
Ryan, what'd you think on Odyssey?
I want to talk about, there was an in-depth like break apart of the original Mario Odyssey debut, and Andre broke it down. Is he Game Explained? Is that right?
Yeah, Game Explained.
Yeah, he broke down the New Donk City, and so we got to see a lot more of New Donk City this time. And so that was what I really honed in on, really focused on. There's a segment where you can go to these like girders, and they look just like the original Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Like it's that same like classic red, and you're like running along the rafters there, and you see mention of a Mayor Pauline. And so I thought that was kind of funny. Like in a
Oh,
Donkey
yeah.
Kong themed city, there's a Pauline
Yep,
character.
and even during the treehouse when they were doing gameplay, we ran across Cranky Avenue. Was
Yes.
one of the
And
street signs.
didn't they hint that Donkey Kong
They did.
might be
Well,
in the game?
They said these
Watch
all
out, Jacob.
hint at something, but we can't say right now. So there's a good chance that Donkey Kong is going to make a appear.
Is there going to be a girder fight between Mario
That
and
would be
Donkey
so
Kong?
cool.
Oh, Donkey Kong's a boss again?
Yeah,
That would
that
be
would.
awesome.
That might be
He'd
why
probably
it's
have a hat.
called New Donk City.
Yeah.
Bowser probably possessed Donkey Kong, and that's going to be like a
With
boss.
a hat on it?
Yeah, it has a hat on. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Man,
This
I'd-
would be good to know.
I'd rather it be if you found out that the actual main boss was Donkey Kong, just like
Behind
old school.
I would hate that though because he's a good guy. Mess
But
with
it's not the
canon.
same Donkey Kong.
That's
He's Donkey
isn't he
Kong
Cranky?
Jr.
What?
Yeah,
They said
Cranky.
he was Cranky Kong,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, the
Donkey
original?
Kong?
Yeah.
The
all
original
those,
Donkey
So it
but
could
all
be
those
Cranky.
roads are in there, streets.
Yeah.
Right
So it probably would be,
from country.
or maybe it wouldn't. I don't know.
I can see Cranky as a villain.
I do want to point out that in the trailer, Mario did possess a taxi cab.
Oh yeah.
Like, he drove around as a taxi. I hope you get a moon piece for playing like a quick crazy taxi.
Taxi,
game.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Maybe
He did-
Crazy
He
Taxi's a mini
possessed the
game in it.
humans.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
really cool.
Mario
Like,
became
some
a
of the
human.
NPCs
Yeah.
you can take over them too. So
Absolutely. This game has so much potential. And I think the biggest surprise is that this game is coming out October 27th and not November. This
Yeah.
is not November Christmas game. This was on my Christmas list until now.
That's 4.5 months from now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not far. It's
We'll
not
be
far.
playing it.
My
New
birthday is
Mario.
October 22nd, and I think I'm going to have to ask for this game.
Saying by the time I get bored with Splatoon, it'll be time for Mario. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, well,
Not
then,
saying
yeah,
I'm going to get bored with Splatoon. I'm just
Get bored
saying.
with Splatoon.
Yeah,
2 months
I know,
of
right?
rabbits too.
Well, then-
before that.
Which, by the way, we totally missed that.
Yeah.
I know this list I have is stupid. Okay, so I found it. It's not my list. That's why I'm
Now
messing
you're
up.
gonna really have to rewind.
I know, we're
because
really gonna have to rewind. But yeah, this
Rabbids
they
was
did
first.
show Mario plus Rabbids in there a
Yes.
little bit. Just real quick, talked with what's his face from Ubisoft. Can't remember his name. He has a super thick French accent.
Yeah.
But he just revealed a little more about Mario and Rabbids, which looks awesome to me. I think it looks so cool.
Mhm.
I'm super excited. I hear a lot of people say it works a lot like the XCOM games. If anybody's familiar with the XCOM games, which in that way it's kind of a tactical type thing. You get in these encounters and you have to tactically solve it, whether either head on and I'm going to fight my way through, or use some of the environment to get through things. And it looks like a blast. No pun
Yeah.
intended, because they all have guns.
Yeah, it was great, and the fact that like Skyrim got shown off and this Mario Rabbids game got shown off 2 days a day and then 2 days before the Nintendo event made me hopeful that the Nintendo event would be like not much time on those games.
Yeah,
and
which they didn't spend very much time
No,
on.
I don't
Rabbids. They
think
were
they-
like, yeah, that's still a
they-
thing. Just let you know.
They did mention Skyrim during the Zelda part.
Yeah.
And, but it wasn't like a big highlight. Nintendo really did a good job of just getting straight to the point.
Yep.
Give us what we want and move on. I loved it.
Now, I will say this. We'll move on from there. I know the Rabbids thing is a big thing, and a lot of people have already given their opinion on that. Go ahead.
With the Rabbids thing, they did say there was amiibo support, so I'm really hoping for
Oh,
that
shoot.
Samus's arm cannon as
Yeah.
as a cannon
Oh,
for,
man.
for Mario.
It is gonna
That would be awesome for it.
Way too well.
be Misa, what do you want to say about the Rabbids?
I just really enjoyed the Rabbids game. I think it's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah.
a fun time, and I enjoyed some of the gameplay we saw with the third
Mhm. Segment. On
Segment.
Treehouse, yeah.
where we actually saw gameplay and we saw
Yeah.
how the tactical worked, and that's really like what sold me more. Also, if it does have amiibos, I would love to have Rabbids dressed up as Mario characters.
Oh, yeah. That'd be
Oh,
cool.
absolutely.
Like that would just be hilarious.
Absolutely. Well, even to be able to use like some of the Smash amiibo would be great.
Yeah.
Put a little Fox helmet on some of those guys, or a Mega Man helmet that would melt my
Are
heart.
you the Mega Man guy?
Yeah, me and Jesse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's the Mega Man amiibo. Maybe you can get the Mega Man arm cannon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or Marty. That's Marty's.
Marty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
Mr. Marty from the Nintendo Dad.
Man, don't say that to me. I can't right now. So
Or like a full
Anyway.
rabbit decked out in shiny Mega
Yeah.
Man armor.
wait, cut that, switch that back in there at the end of the rabbit stuff. But anyway, I didn't mean to skip you there on that. But that was the real big bomb though came afterwards, after the big direct, and we had the Mario Odyssey where we got to see a lot of gameplay.
They showed Amiibo.
Gameplay.
They
They showed
Amiibo.
the Mario Odyssey amiibo, which is sweet.
All
Which
in
are-
their wedding gear.
All in their wedding garb, yeah. Which I called it right here, right now. You're getting it first. They will be on top of wedding cakes right after release.
So
I
that means
guarantee
he's
it.
wrong because all of his other
That's
predictions
true,
were
yeah.
wrong, so.
Well, listen, I'm turning over a new leaf.
I got your back
Okay,
on that
turn
one.
over a new
I
leaf.
got your back
Thank
on
you.
that
I think so.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, you're probably
I think
right.
that's gonna happen.
I think it has to. I think it has to. But that was really cool. We saw more about Mario Odyssey, which we talked about. But that second segment, though, Reggie shows up and he's got his 3DS with him, and he's.
2DS.
The new
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
2DS.
the new 2DS.
2DS.
You're absolutely right. Wrong again, Tom.
And he
So,
told us, man. He told us last year.
Yep.
I love whenever he comes on and he starts talking about the direct, or not called the direct, but
Right.
talks about the conference, and he says, whenever Mario started, it's like we got everybody with that dinosaur.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was like,
got us.
everybody saw that dinosaur come out, and we got him.
Yep.
Yes.
He totally did. He totally
Yeah,
did.
they did.
But then he goes on and on. He's like, "Oh, we have a new game for you. Enjoy." Oh, okay. What do we got? Ryan, why don't you tell us what we got right there?
So I see the 3D world appear before me, and there's some cave textures, zooming out, and suddenly I realize this is a Metroid, isn't it? And they zoom out a little bit further from the cave, and they show is it Gemer?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a Metroid game. Oh, this is finally a Metroid game. It's finally a Metroid game. And they were showing the gameplay, like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted, a 2.5D like Metroid game on a handheld. I was just, yes, thank goodness. And then I started watching, I'm like, wait, there's a Metroid. There's an Alpha Metroid. Wait, suddenly the
Yeah,
light
it
bulb
just
went off. I'm
clicked.
like, this is the second one remastered, remade. Oh, yes.
Yep. And what's the official title on that? It's Metroid Samus Returns.
Samus Returns, yes.
Yeah.
I play on
The original was
Samus,
Return
yeah.
of Samus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and I think I said this. I think it's appropriate that Samus has been gone so long, and this game comes out this year. It's not 2018. This is
September.
this year, September. What was it? September like 26 or something like that.
I think it was 15, 16, somewhere in there.
Somewhere in
15.
there, somewhere in September. But it said Samus returned or whatever, and this is so fitting because she's been gone since.
I'm sure it was on
2010.
purpose.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I think like they're like, we're bringing Samus back. We're gonna use the Return of Samus,
Mhm.
and it's
we got
playing
Prime
so bad.
4 coming back.
yeah.
I thought it was interesting that they put it in the treehouse. I know maybe for one reason, just to get people to stick around and watch the treehouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also just the idea that maybe they put it on there thinking, well, it's not a mainline game. Maybe people just go, ooh, it's a remake. And I think this is one of the biggest pieces of news to come out of today.
Well, here's what they did. They said when they announced their plans that they would be talking about Switch games, mainly Switch games 2017 during the live event. And that's exactly what they did. So that already everyone's like, okay, we're not getting much 2D, 3DS games during the event. And I'm glad because I wanted to see Switch. I wanted to be informed on what's coming for the Switch. And then I saw some people were upset. They're like, why did they put this in the event? I'm glad they didn't. This is Nintendo's way of doing that. Oh, and one more thing. They don't have a press conference, so they're being creative with how they're giving us their information of what to expect. Like, I think I got more hyped for this. When I saw that, I jumped in the air with my daughter. And
yeah, we all went pretty crazy.
I saw her pump her fist.
She did.
So here we go.
Absolutely.
We all got pretty hyped. I remember that was the loudest the room got all day.
But it was
Yeah,
awesome.
there was
And I don't
definitely
care that it wasn't
hype.
part of the live event. I'm glad that it was a surprise. That's what we always want.
It was Reggie being Reggie, all nonchalant, like,
There's a little game coming up.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
And then we get like how long of actual gameplay?
Goodness,
No,
the
it's like
whole-
she went through the whole game.
Yeah.
Not really the whole game, but it was like a half hour, 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It was great. It sold me. I got Metroid Other M vibes from it. It's kind
Well, we don't talk about that.
of, hey, that was a good game. That's a discussion for another
Yeah.
topic.
I'll say it was the best parts.
Yes,
that game
yeah.
that you
Well,
get the vibes.
I think what I loved the most about Other M was when she would grab an enemy and it had that computer where she just like would put her arm
Cinematic,
up
yeah.
and just like
Yeah.
just 3 pumps to their stomach or grab them by the tail and swing them. I thought it was awesome, and they put that in this game.
They did note, or I did see on the screen there was a little amiibo symbol, and then shortly after that they announced 2
Yeah.
Metroid amiibo. One was an actual Metroid, it's squishy, and then they have like Samus in the return of
In the
Samus
box
like
art
pose.
position.
Yes,
Yeah.
of the
which is
original.
sick looking.
So I'm glad that there's amiibo support.
Metroid was breaking out of a container too.
Yeah, it was
like
one
glass.
of the glass containers that the Metroid was in. I wonder if that's even the baby Metroid. It could be. Who knows?
Ooh.
Possible.
That'd be cool.
Possible.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really cool. I was really excited to see it. I've watched you play all the games and played some of them myself. So that was really cool. I think one of my favorite things about how they released that is, again, I didn't really want to see 3DS titles when on the big E3 release. I wanted to see stuff for the Switch.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I wanted to know that the Switch had real stuff coming out. I already have like 4 cases of games for my 3DS.
Right.
I don't have very much on my Switch right now. So I wanted to see that. But once they showed you that in the Treehouse, I was just like, okay. And then they got to gameplay. And I'm going to bring up something that nobody else is probably going to bring up. But I love Nintendo and how they run the gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
Because the Treehouse has female gamers who are good at what
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, you're
This
right.
is not the same as watching Microsoft,
Yeah.
who has the controller work as their females,
Yeah.
who can't seem to do anything, and then they make fun of them on stage. Hello, last year.
Yeah.
And I was very, very happy to see that there was a not very talkative gamer girl who was a real gamer, not like gamer girl,
Yeah,
but
sure,
like
sure.
real gamer playing it and playing it really,
Yeah, really well.
really well.
Yeah.
And she hasn't gotten an extensive amount of time to play this game either. And getting to see her play it for real, especially since the main character is a
female.
girl.
Yeah, same.
Sure.
And so having a fighter, like shooter fighter game,
Yeah.
girl running it, playing it amazingly,
Yeah. And she didn't even draw attention to that fact.
not
either. It's like,
drawing
this is just
any
what I do
attention to
as
it,
a
but this
person.
is what I do.
Yeah.
Instead of this stuff that you get from other gaming companies, and
Sure.
almost all the other gaming companies do it.
Yeah. You hit hard on your demographics is what
Yeah,
they do.
and I just loved that part of it. I also just loved seeing that it was remastered and it looked really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
looked super duper pretty, even though it was like a remastering of an old game.
Mhm.
Because I kind of get tired of the we remastered it. here's an 8-bit game again, and you're like, but I want to see it in today's
Yeah.
graphics.
Well, it didn't feel like a skin. Like they just
Yeah.
went, okay, let's just lay over a new skin. It looks like no, they changed the game.
No, it
the
looks
background, like throughout the
really-
entire level, is amazing.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and that's gonna be really cool in 3D.
Exactly. Get that depth on it.
When they said they had the demo.
Yeah,
Or the
on your
trailer.
3DS, you can
Yeah.
you can download the trailer and you can see what it looks like in 3D.
Yeah, I
and
feel like
pretty
that's gonna
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
sell
supposed
more
to have, like, a lot of
3DSs than new
Yeah.
2DS XLs.
We might see an increase in the 3DS
Because it
line.
really looks like a game that
3D would
because-
be good on it.
because I recently picked up some more 3DS games, and,
Yeah.
and the Nintendo games do a really good job of using that
Oh,
3D
yeah.
capability.
When the 2DS was announced, I said that Nintendo, we all think that they're trying to kill off the 3DS, and I said the way they have to show that they're going to be supporting this line is that they need to provide big games, and they did. And I even brought up a Metroid game for it. Would tell me that they have to do it, and the fact that they are emphasizing the 3D on it says that they're serious about keeping the 3DS line alive.
Yeah, like when they pan around, like when
Yeah.
she does that move on and it like pans around. Can you imagine how sick
Oh.
that's gonna look
oh,
in
it'd
3D?
be amazing.
Traven, what are your thoughts on Metroid?
Well, I think it's pretty cool that we're getting a Metroid game. And I think out of all the games that deserve a remix, Metroid 2 is definitely on top of the list.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But my issues are I see a lot of quick time events added into the game, and I just hope those don't dominate the gameplay because
Yeah, that new melee thing looked interesting.
yeah, it looks interesting as long as it's not, required to completely defeat the bosses.
Right.
Is that
I-
like what are you talking about, like when they'll
The
grab?
counter.
Yeah,
or
like when
parry,
they would
Yeah.
punch when
Oh.
she punched the enemy and then started shooting it.
Oh,
I mean,
gotcha.
time
it
button
kind of
presses.
looks like it
Yeah.
simplified the gameplay quite a bit. And I just
Probably just a few, spots here and there in boss battles.
yeah, I'm
Like
hoping
you got
it's
that
not.
one cool moment, and then maybe another cool zoomed in moment when you defeat the boss. And
Yeah,
I
like
think
that,
that's
like
it.
that third boss she fought. It looked like you had to use the grapple beam in order to pull it down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Then you got to do all the cool stuff when it tried to hit you, and I like that she didn't have to use that counter, like you're
Uh-huh.
saying, like it wasn't required, but it was an option, like to do. It made it look cooler too when she did it.
I'm okay with it being in the game, just as
Yeah.
long as there's not something that just dominates the gameplay and is totally required.
Tap A to not
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought all the new stuff they had added looked like it added to the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
absolutely. Yeah. And I like having the two screens, so you got the going
map.
map at the bottom, which
Yes.
is makes it
Oh, that
super
game
happy.
was very difficult to get around in.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
Well, no more map switching. Like, oh, I got to switch to the
Yeah.
map. Okay.
Well, and just to kind of round it up here, I think the Metroid game it looks amazing, but everything we saw today, I think it gives us a feeling good about where Nintendo is. Nintendo rolled into the new year on a glimmer of hope.
Yeah,
definitely.
Struggling in with the Wii U breaking down and people thinking that 3DS is going to be killed off because of the new system on the horizon and how is the new system going to do? And we didn't get any virtual console stuff. I mean, at least yet.
We don't know. That could be happening right now.
It could be,
That's true.
and even if it doesn't, the one thing I'll say to everyone listening is like, it doesn't really matter right now because Jesse has said it a lot, and I've said it like, I don't even know if my wallet can handle all the games that are coming out this year. And it's like, do I really need to replay old games I technically probably already own on some other
Wait,
system?
say that again.
No. I'm
No,
not
say it
no.
again.
I will always
We've been arguing about this
I'll
for
always-
over a year now.
I'll
Say that
always
again.
replay Donkey Kong. But I don't need it on the Switch right now. When it comes, it comes. But I'm happy.
Can you edit
with
this
playing
one?
new games.
No, we ain't editing this. That's staying in.
No, I meant, can you be the one who edited it?
Oh, okay, yeah. That one he doesn't cut it
Jacob
out.
the editor?
I definitely, whenever they did their little announcement that online was coming in 2018, I definitely thought at that point that that's when we'll get virtual console, not at E3. So
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Now that you bring that up, that's a good point. Now, was there, Jacob? You tell me if this is okay to bring up or not. But what if we went around and gave just the one thing we were sad didn't show up? Now, because I think
Yeah, I love
we're all
that.
pretty happy with everything. I don't think there was anything I was
Yeah.
upset with. But the one thing you were sad didn't show up. All right, let's start with Ryan. Do you want me to start with you? You look like you're thinking real hard.
I'm gonna take it for anyone else takes it. Smash Brothers
Yep.
for Switch. That was
Took
my
mine.
big
He
disappointment.
took mine.
I don't care.
My definite disappointment was Animal Crossing. I wanted to see a new title of Animal Crossing.
There you go. Traven, what'd you think? You're just
No.
as happy as a clam.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's just
Wii Music, right? You were hoping for
no.
Switch music.
Electroplankton
Switch.
2.
Yeah.
Switch Music.
Hey,
No, one of the
Hey,
things
come on.
I'm concerned about, maybe not sad about, but concerned about is today they revealed they're going to make a core title
Mhm.
for the Switch. So, first worries is, are they going to have to pay to go online? Because up till this point, online has been free. It's been one of the draws of Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
And so the second thing is, how is this going to work with the previous games? Are all our Pokemon going to be able to be transferred from
Yeah.
the DS over to the Switch?
Yeah.
Are we going to be
Pokemon
able to play with the Switch and the DS together? Or are we just going to have to
That is a good question.
closet our DS?
Yeah.
On that point, I think that they're going to do some Switch to 3DS interaction, like especially with there's 2 new Metroids, so you could connect the Game Boy Advance one to the GameCube one. I think we're going to have some kind of connection with the 3DS and the Switch down the road, and I think that will play into your Pokemon crossplay. and
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
doubt they're.
That's
not
what
gonna
I'm
do that.
hoping, but with their Pokemon Bank, you never know.
Yeah.
They've kind of had a rocky
Sure.
sort of history.
Jesse.
I really would have liked to see another big third-party title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Personally, I would like to have a first-person shooter sooner than whenever Metroid comes
Prime,
out.
yeah.
I would have liked to see like a Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah. Something a little more, I don't know the term I'm looking for, but broaden, the horizons a little bit, so more people. Oh, I recognize that on my Switch. Yeah. What do you think, Kyle? What made you sad today?
I had an unrealistic game I wanted, which was Wario Land, made by Nintendo R&D, which made the original Wario's.
Yeah.
But that was unrealistic. But I wanted VC, Virtual Console. I was wanting to play some Super Mario World on my Switch.
Yeah, and be able to take it anywhere.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've played it. So
Yep. Jacob, what about you?
Well, can I say something I'm really happy about?
Okay, there you go.
We did not get Mario Kart 8 DLC.
Yeah.
I was right about
that's
that.
coming. Diddy Kong.
Yeah, see.
See, that's what I'm sad about.
Diddy Kong and Pac-Man.
Good segue.
You can
We didn't get my Diddy Kong Racing 2. I do believe it's coming one day. I'll hold out hope. But I know it was a long shot. There's proof that it could be coming, but I agree with Jesse. Actually building up to, I was really nervous today. I had confidence in Nintendo, but I was nervous. I was like, please hit it out of the park. Please hit it out of the park. Just because I want Nintendo to be viewed as, I want them to get some respect back in the company and the industry. And with the Wii U days, they're just in the heel of everybody. And you saw, I was getting frustrated with every third-party conference, and they don't have anything for the Switch, or they have one game for the Switch, and it's just like it's very frustrating. And I know these are arguments and topics for another time. So I would love to see more third-party support, and because I see Nintendo and what they can do on their own system, and I think that if third parties really buckle down and give it their full effort, we can get some amazing stuff on the Switch.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
if anything, I would like to see more third-party support like that.
Yeah.
So
I
that's what I
agree.
was
And mine was still just my tier dropped for Smash Brothers. Ryan took mine, but and the Virtual Console behind that. Those are the two big things. But again, I'm super happy with what we had.
I had another one, and I knew it was impossible, but I had one that I did put on my wish list.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles 2.
Well, there's that, obviously. But Pokemon Snap, guys, this
I
system
know.
is built
Yeah.
for it,
Yeah.
and I've been
Definitely.
saying that ever since they put a screen on their controller.
Right, exactly. I mean, it looks like
I'm like, I need it, and
Yeah.
then every time they're like, nah.
one day.
I'm gonna put it in the new moon, but
Not
really.
really, yeah.
Well, I think to close us off, the last thing I'll point out was we got 2 new Metro games confirmed in the works, which is awesome.
Can I add to that real quick before you? So we're getting a new Metroid game, right?
Uh-huh.
So I feel like we got to play our part and reward Nintendo for finally bringing it to us. So if you know somebody and you got a little extra cash that doesn't buy Metroid for their 2DS or 3DS, you got to buy it for them.
Hey, deal.
The spread
Buy
the-
two
Yeah,
copies.
pay it forward, everybody. You heard it
That's what I'm
here.
saying.
Do
we
it.
finally got a Metroid. We got to
It's
show that.
one
we-
another one.
And
Yeah.
if these games sell, Nintendo will only keep making more of them.
So
So
you know they're not. Yeah. Yeah.
these are
Thank
tests.
you.
I
Thank you,
mean,
Nintendo.
if these games don't sell well, then you're gonna see Samus go back on the shelf for another 10 years. So spread the word and let's get these games sold. But the interesting thing about the Metroid games more than anything is that neither of these games are made by Retro, and we didn't hear from
Yeah.
Retro Studios this year yet again. So by next year, it will have been 5 years. So what are we?
Heard it? No, 4 years.
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
Still.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's still a long time.
And but I think even Tropical Freeze had been done for quite a while
Yeah.
before it came out. So
So what are they working
Yeah.
on?
What are they doing? Yeah.
Is it another Donkey Kong game? Is it their
I
own
think
IP? Diddy Kong Racing 2?
IP. I'm thinking new IP.
Dude, a new IP. Yeah.
it's
That's gotta
it's
be-
got to be a new IP because
gotta
it
be.
wouldn't
If
take.
it's taken this long, it has to be.
Yeah, what was the turnaround from Donkey Kong Country Returns?
I
to
think it was
Tropical?
like 2010 to 2 or 3 years. I think.
Yeah.
About 2-3 years.
So they're going on. They'll be going on 4 years.
Something's there.
Something's coming.
Something's there.
So, well, guys, I think that will round it up. This is not a mini episode. Sorry, this is a long one, and the editing job will not be as awesome because we want to get it out today for everybody. We'll do some things, but in general, thank you all for listening. And guys, it's been a blast having everyone on.
That was so
It's great being on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Traven, Nisa, Jesse for the first time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Guys, we'll have to have you back too. And
Yeah,
more of
definitely.
a regular setting, and we can have more of a quieter microphone setting. Not such
Yeah.
a big room, but thank you guys, and we hope you all enjoyed E3. And yeah, get ready to play some games and put a hole in your
Absolutely.
wallet. So
Arms this Friday. I'll see you on there.
sounds great.
I will find you and I will beat you.
There you go. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.